Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. So I've got another quick article that I wanted to read for you guys, and the title of it is 6 Vital Things to Do Before an Economic Collapse. However, I think that we can change the words around and omit economic collapse and replace it with life-changing event. Because after reading this article, I came to realize that I think it's a pretty good idea to do these 6 things just to be prepared. In case anything does happen that could affect, your daily life. All right. So let's go ahead and read it and see what they have to say. With signs all over that this booming economy may not be as robust as is reported, it may be time to consider the possibility of all-out economic crash. Before an economic collapse occurs, there are 6 things that you should do to prepare yourself and your family, giving you the best chance when it all breaks down. Number 1, stockpile necessities. This one should be a no-brainer for seasoned preppers. Necessities include, but are not limited to, food, water filtration, personal hygiene, soaps, medicines, first aid supplies. These things will disappear first during any catastrophe, and ensuring you are in possession of enough to get you through a few rough months will be comforting. And I have to agree with that. And of course, we can fill in the gaps and say a whole bunch of other things that we should have. But like I've said in the past, everyone is different. We all have a different story. So what I'm trying to accomplish by reading you guys this article is trying to get your creative juices flowing and you to start thinking about the things that you will need and the things that maybe you should be filling in the gaps in your home. All right, number 2, keep some cash on hand. Once the economy does collapse, you will probably still have time to use cash. That window will be limited, of course, but it is possible many will still see the value in that paper money, and you could use it to purchase things you might need. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I've heard is, obviously, I've never experienced or gone through some kind of an economic collapse or an economic crisis. All right. Back in 2008, I was still too young and too asleep to understand what was going on. But it only makes sense that most of the population does put value on a Federal Reserve note. If that were not the case, then our system that we have now would not have lasted as long as it has. Okay. So number 3, get a hold of some precious metals. Used as currency from the time humanity constructed a currency system, precious metals will be valuable items to barter with. Consider stocking up on other items that could be of bartering use as well, such as ammunition. I don't agree with bartering ammunition, right? Because if I am going to barter with ammunition, that ammunition could very well be used against me. Right, so I would never barter ammunition unless it was for a life-saving reason. All right, unless, like, let's say, for example, I had a relative who was diabetic and they really needed insulin, and someone can get me that insulin, and the only thing they would take was some ammunition for it, then maybe I'd think about it after taking very serious precautionary steps for security reasons, right? But I would never consider bartering ammunition unless it was for a life-saving reason. Okay. And liquor, both of those could be traded for items of necessity if need be. Keep an emergency fund. Having a liquid emergency fund could be a great option if you can easily get to the money. Plus, should food prices skyrocket, you will have enough to cover it without dipping into your emergency prepping food at first. Pay down debts. The fewer people you owe money to during good and bad economic times, the better. Even mortgages should be paid down if possible. It's not the easiest thing to do, but if extra money can be used to pay things down, harassment from lenders won't be an issue. You won't be asked to repay the money if you don't owe any money. And therefore, everything I've suggested you save, number 2, 3, and 5, could be used for getting those necessities and essential items to help you make it through financial disasters. Number 6, learn to grow your own food. This one is tough for people living in colder climates, but food can be grown indoors, and all it takes is a few simple internet searches to help you out. If you can grow your own food and you don't eat it all, it could be another bartering item that you've got on hand, but I don't have to tell you how vital generating your own food supply will be in the event of an economic collapse. These are the 6 most powerful ways one could prepare for an economic collapse. You should also be able to recognize the signs of a failing economy and be able to see past the surface of rosy propaganda offered by many mainstream media outlets. A quick look deeper at any real statistical data shows that things could get ugly economically, and when that happens, it'll likely happen quickly, leaving those who have chosen not to prepare in advance at a complete loss. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, take this article for what it's worth. I'll go ahead and leave the link at the bottom of my description of the video, like I usually do, and just go through it and ask yourselves if you are prepared for anything. All right, because I believe the article that I put up before this one had to do with the tough times that we're having with corn farming. All right, and I've done several articles or several videos on the tough times that we're going to be having with the prices of proteins going up, and this could just be another layer, all right, of catastrophe that can happen, and something that we should consider being prepared for. Okay, so like I've always said in the past, or maybe not always, but I've mentioned in the past that we should not be preparing for one thing. All right, if you just do basic prepping, more than likely you'll be prepared for any kind of life-changing event. All right, however, there are different things that you can do, that you can tweak in your prepping to prepare for a certain thing. You know, like for example, for an economic collapse, prep like you've always been prepping. However, if you have excess wealth, excess funds that you don't need for prepping because you've got all the preps that you think you'll need, maybe consider having a cache of money in your house, hidden somewhere in your house, maybe a few $100s in small bills, 10s, 20s, 5s, and 1s, right? Maybe consider having a few silver coins set aside just in case. Hopefully you will never need it, but maybe consider doing that, okay? And then if the situation, if the life-changing event takes a turn, and maybe it is that we've had 2 or 3 bad harvests 3 years in a row, and the price of food is going up so much that your pay is not keeping up with being able to feed your family, then yes, having that storage of long-term foods will pay off. So there's little things that you can do to tweak your preps to whatever situation you personally think you need to be prepared for. Okay, so it's not all about prepping for one thing, but trying to have an ideology of prepping where your prepping can get you through any kind of life-changing event. All right, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got something out of this video. I hope that you guys go ahead and read the article and do a little bit of research for yourselves and decide whether you should take further action on top of the action that you've already taken in your preps, or whether you're good to go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. I think I forgot to mention that in my last video, but thank you very much for joining in. I want to keep letting you guys know that I truly do appreciate you all joining in on a daily basis. For those of you that are new to the channel and haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. As you can tell by the comments in our previous videos, we have a great community and a community of people that are willing and able to help each other out. And I just think that this is one of the best communities, if not the best communities, on YouTube. And I know I'm a little bit biased towards that, but the truth is that the community members in on this YouTube channel are awesome. And you guys know that you are. All right. For my VIPs, which are those of you that come over every time that I put up a video, all right, thank you very much for joining me again. Truly do love you guys. I never thought that I'd have a relationship like this when I started this YouTube channel. But I truly do care for you guys, and I truly do hope that you are all doing well. And thank you very much for your continued support. I really do appreciate it, and I know that this channel would be nothing if it wasn't for you guys. All right. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, listen, if you want to support the channel, I'd appreciate it if you just take a look at the links below. All right. Most of those links don't cost you anything. And the one link that does cost you something, those funds go directly to a charitable organization that I pick every time that we hit a plateau on our contributions that have been donated to the Buy Me a Coffee fund. Okay, all of the other links are just links that you can use to go shopping, like at Amazon, or if you're looking for long-term food storage, I have links for some of the major long-term food storage companies that if you use them, it'll be helping out the channel as well. Okay, so I do appreciate your guys' support now and always. So thank you very much again for joining in today. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, before I forget, remember that this coming Sunday is going to be our giveaway, all right? And in order for you to be entered in the giveaway, you're going to have to be in our live chat. All right, because that's where I do my giveaways at. All right, so I hope to see you guys there, 8 a.m. Alaska time, Sunday morning. All right, so 8 a.m. Sunday morning, Alaska time will be our live premiere chat, and we'll be doing some nice giveaways on that day. All right, many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.